Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Scandal Season 6, Episode 11, and the name of this episode is Trojan Horse. First, let me apologize that this review is late. Just had a crazy weekend. But also, just to let you know that this was a really damn good episode. So I'm so sorry that this thing is late because, I wanted to do this a long time ago because I enjoyed this episode, and this episode was awesome. So let me begin. The episode opens up. David Rosen and Samantha, aka Rulin, is rolling around up in his attorney general's office, getting it in. All of a sudden, he's like, would you like some water? And she's like, oh yes, I'm parched. So he goes to his little refrigerator to get her some water. Next thing you know, somebody sneaks up on him and covers his mouth, and it's Jake. Jake is letting them know that, look, he pretty much just let them know off the bat, like, look, she is behind the murder of President Vargas, and she has Cyrus framed for the murder. She's dangerous, so what you're going to do is play like you have something else to do, and do not come off suspicious because she will kill you. So now Jake knows about who her real identity is. Next, we have a scene with Olivia and Melly. Olivia is got the whole, wall, posted at OPA involving, Paris and Rulin, the presidency, President Vargas, pretty much the whole chronology involving them, and even when they had Abby under their thumb, she has it all up there, and Millie is seeing this, and she's telling Millie that she needs to concede for the presidency because in all actuality Cyrus was meant to be president. It's truly his, and besides, for the fact of what they've done to him, he deserves to be president. And pretty much Millie is just got her eye on the oval. Like, she is power hungry, so she's not hearing any reason right now. She just wants that oval, and she don't give a shit. She's like, I'm not conceding. You need to, and she's like, it's mine. I'm not giving it up for anybody. It belongs to me. So we see that right here that Olivia and Millie are are now on opposing sides because at first, Olivia was gung-ho for Millie to be president, but now that she's learned the developments of what's behind Millie's presidency, and now everything has transpired, because Rulin and Paris want Millie to be president, but it's for their own agenda. And she's starting to see that, Millie's presidency is not going to be a good one. So she's trying to do the right thing by getting Cyrus back in the position that he was supposed to be in. But, Millie wants the oval. And that oval is an addiction, that craving for power and that claim for for power and king and somewhat what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much the quest for power, and she's addicted to that. Next, we actually see Abby goes to see Cyrus in jail. On television, David Rosen is talking to the press where they said that everything about Cyrus' case has been has been revoked, and now he's free to get out of jail. And she pretty much shows it to him that he's been proven innocent. That they now due to all their developments, they now know that Cyrus had nothing to do with it. So now he's being released, but then again, his image is tarnished. So even though they want him to run for president, Cyrus at this point is so damaged by being in jail, that's the last thing on his mind. And then we have a scene between Olivia and Fitz, and we can definitely tell from the last episode that connection that the two of them have is still there. And pretty much, they were she was talking about, as far as making, getting Millie to be president. She said, I really wanted this. I wanted it bad. And then Fitz is like, you deserved it. You know, you really deserved your chance to finally, you know, be in the sun and to actually win it the right way. But, of course, due to circumstances, now we know the truth. We need to do the right thing and actually get Cyrus in there as president, because right now the electoral votes are happening because it's now based on the electoral college, which will determine who will be president. And I think it's like over 530 something electors that, you know, will have to cast their votes. Pretty much, Cyrus and Abby have a conversation. He asks about his daughter Ella, but she said that Michael won't allow us to visit. Michael won't allow visits, and she pretty much sets him up in this hotel, which is very, you know, low key, you know, and they pretty much talk about him becoming the next. She pretty much, you know, says that, you know, you're about to be the next president of the United States, so, you know, get your rest and, you know, get into your zone. But we can see that all Cyrus can do is just go through the flashback of everything that happened prior to that. Him, you know, being Vargas's running mate, to Vargas dying, to him being in jail, him being beaten up by, you know, by those Vargas, you know, prisoners in jail, and, you know, Damien being beat towards the end of his life. I mean, so all of this stuff is playing in his head, and he is just really he's really bogged down because of that. And I don't blame him. You know, that was crazy. Next, we actually have, you know, we pretty much have Millie and Lizzie. And pretty much Millie is saying that, look, I'm going to concede. As much as I don't want to, it's the right thing to do. But that damn Lizzie Bear, because you know Lizzie Bear is power hungry. So as soon as she came in there with an agenda, you already know she's very self-serving. So yeah, she knows how to make shit happen, but it's also because it benefits her in the long run. And later on we're going to see what that connection is. But she says, oh no, you're not conceding. You know, yeah, I may not like you, but I respect you. And if I had no respect for you, I would have never voted for you. So I'm in your corner, and yeah, we're going to get this over, you know, by any means. So Lizzie ain't giving up. She's like, yeah, we're going to get this. And then we also had a quick scene with Huck, and Huck is like, you know, doing some intelligence because he's now staying at Olivia's house, and it's clearly obvious that Quinn is still in love with Huck, and Charlie's beginning to see it as well. So Millie finally comes over, and Millie's like, look, let's just let the electors, you know, decide who's going to be president. You know, let them vote for themselves, and, you know, to determine who the presidency is. And then, like, you know, Lydia's telling her, like, look, you need to give this up. But she says, I can't. You know, I have too much to risk. But I think Olivia at this moment knows that, you know, Liz is in her head. You know, that Liz has been that person that's still driving her to the, you know, for the Oval, which is all going to connect, and I'm going to get to that, because the whole time, as I said, Liz only operates when there's something for her to gain at the end. And when, like, you know, Olivia's telling Millie, like, look, you need to give this up because this is wrong, and it's not fair to Cyrus. And, of course, we know about Cyrus. She's like, fair to Cyrus? Really? But she said that, look, Cyrus has paid the ultimate price. He deserves to be president. So now we see that OPA has now set up, you know, pretty much now set up another, wall which is dedicated to Cyrus, because now Cyrus is their client. And we see that damn Lizzie Bear is on the prowl, talking to the press, hyping up Millie every chance she gets, saying that Millie deserves to be your next president. So now she's pretty much working the press. And then next we actually have a scene where when Olivia tries to go talk to Cyrus, Cyrus is giving Olivia no fucks at this point because he's mad that when he reached out to her and, was trying to plead to her, letting her know that he was innocent, she pretty much says, don't ever call me again, and pretty much kind of turned her back on him. So now here it is, she's trying to make amends because she was wrong, and she's trying to make it right, and he really gives no fucks about Olivia at this moment, even to the point where he shuts her out, because she's trying to get into the room, he ain't letting her in the fucking door. So, and first she kept trying to push, every time he tried to shut the door on her, she would push the door back, but eventually, he fucking catalyzed him and just literally pushed the shit out of her ass, because he's like, I don't got shit to do with your ass, because at the end of the day, I told you that I was innocent, and you wasn't there for me. You literally left me in there to rot. But then again, you can't blame Olivia. You can also blame Millie for that, because Millie knew the truth and Millie didn't say shit. No, not Millie. I meant Abby. I'm sorry. My apologies. If you want to blame somebody, don't blame Olivia. Blame Abby, because Abby was one of the people that set this shit up. Next, we have a scene with that damn Angela and Fitch. Now we know Angela's the head of the FBI. She pretty much says that she come up with some information about Tom Lawson, about him killing Vargas, and that, of course, we know he didn't kill Vargas. It was actually, Olivia's father. But then she's saying that, I've gotten information that, Olivia actually paid Lawson, towards Vargas' murder, that she pretty much had, like, affiliation with Tom Lawson. So she's like, what did Olivia want? What was behind that? And she just, like, asking all of these questions in regards to Olivia and Tom Lawson. And Fitch is, like, very dismissive to her. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why are you asking all these questions? And then she's like, and don't you kind of find it funny that at first she wanted to bury Cyrus, wanted to get Cyrus off of the map, but then now she's Cyrus's champion? Like, what's going on? I think she's hiding something. But Angela is really playing a sinister game here, because it's really personal of why she's going after Olivia. And I think Fitch is beginning in this scene to pick up on it, like, nah, bitch, you just want her out the way, or you want to take her down because you're jealous of her. And she is. So next we have it set up where, because, right now, Cyrus' name is tainted in the, as far as the community and the nation, because of him being in jail and because of him supposedly being tied to Vargas' murder. No one's really fucking with Cyrus. So, as far as the press. So Mrs. Vargas, decides to step in, and Olivia gets her to say that, look, can you actually talk to the press and, give an endorsement to Cyrus? But then she's like, are you sure that Cyrus had nothing to do with this? So she pretty much, endorsed Cyrus and said that, Cyrus was very close to my husband. He cared about him, and he was very supportive of him, and I think that he would make a great president. So we got that going. So while that's going on, well, before they actually started, Olivia gets a call from her father. She goes to talk to him, and he pretty much, shows her some of these bones that he was working on with Sandra. Y'all remember Sandra, who pretty much Pius and Ruin got to, and he ended up killing her, because they were going to kill her anyway. So he was talking about her, and then he told her to step inside the box, because he knows that whole office, they're watching him. And he's letting her know that, look, you need to give up this thing of you trying to eradicate Cyrus and trying to save his name. You don't understand that there are powers out here that are more wicked than I could ever be. And I'm letting you know, if Cyrus becomes president, they're going to kill you. And pretty much, Olivia is still like, no, Cyrus being president is the right thing to do, and I'm going to stick with this. And he's like pleading with her, don't do this. They'll kill me. They'll kill you. They have me right where they want me. And if you do this, they're gonna kill you because they want Millie for president. And she says that, look, remember, life or death, survival of the fittest. So Olivia, in her mind, nah, I'm gonna keep my eye on the prize, and I'm gonna make sure that Cyrus gets in. So now that Mrs. Vargas has endorsed Cyrus for president, he's now starting to get some good press again. And you can tell that Millie's pissed off by it because Millie really still wants that Oval. Next, we have a scene where Michael, Cyrus's, husband, well, soon-to-be ex-husband, talks to the press. And we see that Cyrus is watching it, and they pretty much start asking them personal questions. And I think Cyrus I think Rowan was behind Michael talking to the press, because we ain't heard from Michael in a minute, and him and Ella were just they just been kind of MIA, kind of incognito. So this is the first time we've seen Michael, in public, and the last time we saw him was when he went to go visit Cyrus, and he knew that him and Tom were still associated with each other, which pissed him off. But he talks to the press, and they ask him questions like, well, do you think that that Cyrus killed President Vargas? And there was a long pause, and then he said, no, but I will let you know that Cyrus is not a good person. Cyrus is a liar, he's a cheater, he's a deceiver, here was, I gave him love and support, and all he did was treat me like I was his housekeeper or his nanny. He has no loyalty to anyone, and I can say that, yeah, he may not have taken President Vargas's life, but he ruined my life, so he doesn't get my endorsement. Fuck him. And I was like, damn. Michael just completely went in like, fuck Cyrus, I don't give a fuck about his ass, he ain't shit, and I'm not supporting him. But he did say he doesn't think he killed Vargas, so there we go. But yeah, that shit was crazy. So Olivia thinks that Millie was behind this. She goes to Millie and is like, yo, why the hell are you playing these games? And she said, Millie's like, I didn't have nothing to do with this, and neither did Liz. If anything, you need to be looking at yourself as to what is behind this. So next we actually have a scene with Olivia and Fitz. And of course, Fitz thinks that Millie's behind it. It's like, oh, she's just trying to be the good guy. So yeah, she probably was behind it. And then all of a sudden, Fitz pretty much, realized that no, Millie wasn't behind Michael talking to the press. This was all Rowan. And also it came to Olivia's mind, like, yeah, who else would have something to gain by him doing that? He doesn't want Cyrus to be president, because if Cyrus becomes president, they're going to kill Olivia. So why not throw a ratchet into the plan, which was Michael. So they put that together that, yeah, Roman was behind Michael talking to the press. And, and of course Fitz is like mad, it's like, yo, I'm going to take him down. He's like, no, you need to forgive him. You wanted me to forgive Abby, you need to forgive my father. He's in trouble. So he's trying to protect me, and by him doing, because he told me that if Cyrus becomes president, these people are gonna try to take me out. So he used Michael to pretty much flip the situation where the focus will be on Millie and not on Cyrus. Next, we actually see that after Olivia and Fitz had this conversation, Fitz goes to see Cyrus and pretty much makes amends with him. He apologizes to him for not being there for him, for not believing in him, and for not being supportive. And next, it was his meeting with, it was the two of them meeting where, it was like a reconnect of when Cyrus was Fitz's chief of staff. They still had that deep connection. and they pretty much, rekindled everything, and it was Fitz who gave Cyrus the strength, and he finally talks to the press, and he says that, look, I don't deserve to be president, but President Vargas, he did. He deserved to be president because he loved his country and he loved his nation and he loved serving the people. And I, for one, am going to be a candidate in that light. So, yes, I don't deserve to be president, but I want to be a president and I want to keep Vargas' memory alive. And it was a beautiful speech. So I saw right there that, yes, Cyrus has what it takes to be presidential. And it was cool. And then afterwards we saw that Rowan was at the office, and knowing that those Payas and Rowan are still, they're still looking down on him. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, so we know that Rowan is still being watched. So next we see that Millie goes into her office, and guess who's in there? Rulin, Payas, and Lizzie. So this is the connection. Lizzie is the ones who brought Rulin and Payas down, and she says that, look, we got the votes for the Electoral College. You're going to be president, boo-boo. We got this. And Millie knows who these people are because of Olivia, so she is like, oh, no, I'm not doing nothing, and I'm not doing nothing with these people. Y'all need to get the hell out of my office. And none of them moved. She's like, look, did you hear what I said? You and them get the hell out of my office. Then that damn Payas, with his sinister ass, starts talking about the Trojan horse. That you know about the Trojan horse that was used to enter the walls of Troy, to take over the kingdom. We're gonna be your Trojan horse. We're pretty much gonna become. We're gonna enter into the oval through you, but we're gonna run everything. And Millie just goes in and it's like, first of all, you're not running my presidency, and if anything, you need to get the hell out of my office because I want nothing to do with you. And yeah, I know about how you killed Vargas and had Cyrus set up to do it, and if you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna have so much criminal shit against your asses, you'll never see the light of day again. And the next thing you know, because when Millie first got into the office, like you have people who play pool in their office, not pool, golf. They kind of have a little puck. They pretty much have a golf puck, and they pretty much play some, they pretty much do a hole in one inside the office. Forgive me, I'm kind of over the place, but there was a golf club, and next thing you know, while all that is going on, Rulin is got the damn golf club. Next thing you know, while Millie is going off on Payas, Rulin takes that damn golf club. She takes that damn golf club and she beats the living fucking shit out of Lizzie Bear. Lizzie Bear, when she gets done with her, is dead as a fucking doorknob. So after they done killed Lizzie right in front of Millie, blood has splattered all over on Millie's dress and on her face. Damn, Payas like, well, this is what's going to happen. Rulin is not going to be your chief of staff now that we done taken Lizzie out. You will do exactly what we tell you. Now you know we mean business. And again, if you say anything to anybody, we will murder your children. Now, do we make ourselves clear? And it's like, good. I'm glad we now understand each other. And then Rulin's like, well, congratulations, you're about to be the next president. Rulin is such a cold-hearted bitch because she gives no fucks about anything or anyone. She is that type of bitch that don't fucking care. She will take anybody down. Next, we actually have a scene with Angela comes to Fitz's office, and she serves, she gives him, this paper, and he's like, what the hell is this? She said, oh, it's a warrant. I'm going to have Olivia arrested, because I see that, she was involved with Tom Larson, and he was the one who killed Vargas completely off. And she says that, and she's saying, and Fitz immediately was clocking her bullshit. She was like, oh hell no, nah, this is for a deeper reason. this has nothing to do with this case, because you don't have to arrest her. You want to arrest her, and and I know why. So, but then Angela gets bucked with this, and she was like, boy, I am the head of the FBI, and I'm doing my job, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of this, of who killed President Vargas, and it seems that Olivia has something to do with it, so I'm going to take her down, and I'm going to do what I got to do, as far as my position and my job, and if anything, I still hope to see you this evening, and walks the fuck out. I was like, oh, damn. Angela's really being a bitch. It's like, I'm going to take her down, and pretty much called him a boy. So that pissed Fitz off. And we're going to see how Fitz going to deal with that shit. So pretty much Olivia finds Millie. Millie's completely shaken up, and also Jake is with her, and they pretty much help her out that, and pretty much, she's shaking up, and she gets her together, and Jake pretty much helps Millie as well, and she's saying that, look, and Jake lets her know that, look, I'm your vice president. I will never leave you nor forsake you, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be going through more things together down the road, so, let's get yourself cleaned up, and we're going to handle this. So now, they pretty much saw that Lizzie was dead as a fucking doorknob on the floor, and she's completely shaken up, and she was like, and pretty much, even Millie warns Olivia, like, look, you need to stop trying to push for Cyrus, because they're gonna kill you if you don't. Next, we have a scene with Fitz and Olivia, and he tells Olivia that Angela wants to arrest her, and she says, good, this is how we win. I'll sacrifice myself, so therefore everybody wins. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let that happen. Don't do this. And she says that, look, it has to be done. One, I'll get my father off the hook, and I'll protect everybody, because I'll be in jail. They won't be able to get to me, and I'll kind of open up that door for Cyrus to be president. And you also see that Cyrus and Olivia now has made up, because with Fitz being there, he knows that Olivia sent him there. So now Cyrus and Olivia are now on good terms. And she's pretty much, look, I'll go down and say this because it's the right thing to do. Next thing you know, we got a scene with Angela and Fitz. Angela is mad as shit, and she said that the deputy bureau chief told me that that she's pretty much told me that they're no longer arresting Olivia, and that they now have a different plan. And Fish was like, yeah. And also a part of that plan is that you're being transferred to Omaha, Nebraska. But if you have a problem with it, I can ask for your resignation right now. And she's like, oh, you did this. And she's like, so what about Vargas? What about who killed President Vargas? And he said that we already got a suspect in custody. And I'm like, see, that motherfucker flipped it. It's like, nah, bitch, you want to come in my office and call me a boy? And that you the head of the FBI? No, bitch, I went above your motherfucking head. You ain't taking Olivia to jail. I'll fucking get rid of your ass, because I know that's the reason why you're doing this shit. You're jealous of Olivia, and you want me, and you want Olivia out the picture. But no, he got rid of her ass. So next, Olivia goes to her father's office and sees that Fitz is being arrested. She tries to stop it, but she said it's the president. It's orders of the president. So next we actually see that Olivia finally goes back to Fitz, and she's mad as hell, like, why did you do this? Why did you have my father arrested and all this shit? Like, you just can't let me do the right thing. But then he shows her, he pretty much turns on the screen and shows that Rowan is actually in the White House. He's like, no, I did that to save him. He's safe with us. And now we're going to take Rowan and Pay us down together. And the next thing you know, Olivia and Fitz make out, and Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Diana Ross is playing. It was a great way to end the scene. So that's my review, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. And I'll be back with you for the next episode of Scandal. So until then, take care.